Salah's successor found. Most of the spotlight will be on Jude Bellingham's next destination next summer. Liverpool is expected to be among the main suitors. However, there is another star that may start to attract attention if it continues from where it left off. Likewise, Liverpool want to strengthen in areas beyond the midfield. Federico Chiesa was one of the brightest sparks for Italy at the European Championship, proving how important he is for a Juventus struggling without him. His cruciate ligament injury kept him out of the game for a while. But now he's expected to return in October, and the Reds are on the hunt for a long-term replacement for Mohamed Salah, who could be a perfect fit for Jürgen Klopp's system. Of course, Liverpool's Egyptian star is set to stay at Merseyside for the next 3 seasons. But in addition to looking further into the future, adding depth to the style that has brought Manchester City so much success is one way FSG has been able to close the gap after narrowly missing 2 league titles in recent years. After some hesitation compared to his high expectations for the 2021-2022 season, Chiesa still has the raw flair and speed that Klopp is looking for in a wide man. He can be deployed across the entire forward line and will turn 25 next month. The Italian international is at an age where it is at the pinnacle of world-class status. He played his last game in November 2021 in a 0-0 draw against Northern Ireland. Liverpool will be watching closely to see if they maintain the pace that has previously plagued defenders in isolated situations, as the Anfield crowd are accustomed to seeing from Luis Diaz. On a positive note, it is unlikely that Juventus will be able to claim the more than £86 million they sought after the European Championship. Transfermarkt valuation at just under £59 million is perhaps a little low, but it looks more realistic. This could allow the Reds to take advantage if they are confident that the injury problem will not be a recurring one. As Harvey Elliott continues to improve his game as a central midfielder, the acquisition of Chiesa will allow him to continue to earn more minutes in these areas. While it is easy to make gradual improvements to a roster that is in motion in all competitions, there are times when the club can move faster. Chiesa's £59 million valuation is unlikely to drop over the next 4 seasons, and it just doesn't present a bargaining opportunity for Liverpool. It also looks like an even bigger opportunity as Roberto Firmino and Salah enter their early 30s and into the final stages of their iconic careers in Merseyside. Mikhailo Mudryk signaled the transfer. Shakhtar Donetsk winger Mikhailo Mudryk has suggested that he wants to be transferred to the Premier League amid rumours linking him to Liverpool. The market value of the 21-year-old player, who has been called the Ukrainian Neymar and has made a name for himself with 2 goals and 2 assists in 2 Champions League games this season, is increasing. Scouts from 9 Premier League teams were in Hampden Park on Thursday to watch the winger play against Scotland in the Nations League, and Liverpool are said to be one of them. Merseyside rivals Everton's offer of €30 million for Mudryk in the summer transfer window was turned down, and Shakhtar sporting director Darwin has hinted that potential suitors should significantly increase the bid for the young star, whom he considers the 3rd best right winger in the world. Mudryk is a serious talent, Sana said, discussing Everton's failed bid. The best player in Europe after Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. If someone wants to buy Mudryk, they have to spend a lot of money and respect our club, he said. Liverpool did not back in the transfer after Sana's statements. Because if Shakhtar Donetsk is eliminated from the Champions League in the group stage, he knows that the Ukrainian star will miss European football even more. And the winger himself signaled the Reds and their top opponents, recognizing that a Premier League move is something everyone dreams of. Yes, it is possible, Mudryk said when asked about moving to England. The Premier League is the best league in the world and everyone wants to play in it, he said. When asked if he was aware of the interest and controversy in the league, the Ukrainian added, "No. I appreciate that, but I need to develop a lot of moments because I think I can play better. I'm only at the maximum 20% of my potential," he said. It is important to give such a mature answer at this age. His feet are on the ground and he is still trying to prove himself. There are many ways Klopp can influence his playing style. Do you think Mikhailo Mudryk can succeed at Liverpool? Jude Bellingham could sign for less than £103 million. The Reds have had a frustrating start to the season, winning just 2 of their first 6 Premier League games. But from the highs of Bournemouth's 9-0 loss came the lows of the defeat to Manchester United. And to make matters worse, it was a disgraceful 4-1 game against Napoli in the Champions League. While 2 defeats in 8 games aren't entirely bad, it's a big draw when it comes to Liverpool. The club has invested heavily in striker Darwin Nunez over the summer, and the jury is undecided on how successful he will be. They also brought in young Fabio Carvalho and Calvin Ramsey, who were tipped to be future stars. But perhaps the biggest surprise was their inability to fix the aging midfielder problem. A series of injuries in the area only served to highlight their distress. Jordan Henderson, Naby Keita, Thiago Alcantara, Curtis Jones and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain suffered injuries that tied Klopp to his arm. As a result, the Reds brought in Arthur Melo on the last day to alleviate their problems. However, the Brazilian star's lack of readiness does not strengthen Klopp's hand. It's still an area that needs strengthening, as Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain are likely to leave as free agents in 2023. It is widely accepted that their number 1 target is Jude Bellingham. The Borussia Dortmund star considers himself a man in great demand. To that end, a recent report claimed that Manchester United were willing to spend £131 million to secure his signature. Now former Reds defender Glenn Johnson insists the signing of Bellingham is a must for Klopp in 2023. Still, he thinks his signing will be tough given the strong competition for the youngster. He was the man everyone was talking about. But as Liverpool will know, every club will want him. We don't know where he will end up, but he definitely needs to be high on the priority list. He can be placed perfectly in the midfield. He will be their number 1 goal, but it will be difficult to achieve, said. Evaluating the current situation of Liverpool, Johnson thinks that it will always be difficult to maintain these levels. I think it's more than just the fact that they set the bar so high that it's impossible to sustain. And with the development of other clubs around you, it may seem like you're having a very slow season. I just think a lot of clubs have improved. Liverpool's squad is pretty light, so they really struggle a lot when they have 2 or 3 injuries. But you don't get a bad manager or a bad team overnight. I don't think they will have problems going forward, he said. A deal for Bellingham was now reported to cost interested clubs £131 million. However, according to recent reports, Dortmund has actually had a figure of £83 million in mind. If the suitors Borussia Dortmund Bellingham could be transferred for £83 million if he makes a down payment too. Indeed, they are adamant that Dortmund will accept the offer if someone comes along next summer. However, instead of paying any fees for 5 or 6 seasons, a one-time payment is expected. It's not clear yet if he has the capital to make a deal. Any move for Bellingham before the 29th of June will make him the most expensive young player in English history. It's pretty exciting to see what happens next.